Ferrari's Scarlet Mirage, the spirit of the road reborn. There's a certain kind of silence that only the rich can afford. It's not the silence of peace, but of perfection. The hum of an engine worth millions, the quiet confidence of power, and the sound of nothing but the open road ahead. When Ferrari first whispered the idea of a motorhome, even their most devoted fans thought it was a joke. Ferrari, the company of roaring track monsters and Italian elegance, making a house on wheels? It sounded like painting the Mona Lisa on a van. But Ferrari didn't see a contradiction. They saw an opportunity to rewrite what motion and luxury could mean when fused together. The birth of a legend. It began in Maranello, behind closed doors, in a design studio where sketches of speed met blueprints of comfort. The project was codenamed La Casa Rosa, the Red Home. The concept, a motorhome that didn't just move, but moved the soul. Something that captured Ferrari's racing DNA yet offered the intimacy of a private jet cabin. Unlike the massive, lumbering motorhome seen on highways, Ferrari's creation was a sculpture, sleek, aerodynamic, painted in the company's signature Rosso Corsa red. The chassis, built from lightweight carbon aluminum composite, borrowed engineering principles from the LaFerrari hypercar. The result? A 40-foot luxury land yacht that could accelerate like a sports car. 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.5 seconds, unheard of for something with a living room inside. Design, when passion meets precision. Step inside the Scarlet Mirage, and the first thing you notice isn't furniture, it's emotion. The cabin is a symphony of Italian craftsmanship, hand-stitched leather from Poltrona Frau, carbon fiber trims, and subtle red ambient lighting that feels like the glow of a V12 engine in motion. The cockpit resembles a jet rather than an RV. A digital dashboard stretches across the driver's view, displaying performance stats, terrain mapping, and, of course, a Ferrari mode selector, allowing the driver to switch between track, cruise, and grand touring. The steering wheel, with its signature Manettino dial, reminds you, this isn't just a home, it's a Ferrari that sleeps. Behind the cockpit, a curved glass partition opens into the living space, a masterpiece of minimalist Italian design. The lounge area features two adaptive recliners that morph based on body posture, a retractable OLED wall that doubles as both TV and panoramic window, and an automated espresso bar built directly into the countertop. Because for Ferrari, coffee is not a beverage, it's an art form. A home in motion. The bedroom is unlike anything ever placed on wheels. A floating king-size bed with magnetic suspension absorbs vibrations in real time, so you could literally sleep while racing at 120 km per hour without a single ripple in your glass of wine. Every surface is alive. The floor glows softly at night. The ceiling adjusts its transparency, turning from solid white to a starlit sky. And hidden within the walls are touch panels controlling lighting, scent diffusion, and even mood-based playlists, all synced to the Ferrari AI assistant named Viola. Viola learns your habits. If you like espresso at dawn, she'll prepare it. If you prefer silence during sunsets, she'll dim the sound system. She doesn't just assist, she anticipates. The engine of dreams. Underneath, the Ferrari motorhome hides a powertrain worthy of its badge, a 6.5L V12 hybrid setup producing 980 horsepower. The hybrid tech was developed from Ferrari's Formula One program, blending electric torque with combustion precision. And yes, it sounds like a Ferrari. Even when gliding at cruising speeds, the exhaust note is symphonic, refined yet feral, reminding you that you're not in a camper, you're in a legend wearing wheels. But this isn't about speed. Ferrari's engineers tuned the suspension to offer liquid comfort, adaptive dampers that scan the road 200 times per second, adjusting height and firmness automatically. The result is a ride so smooth, it feels as if the vehicle is floating. Exclusivity beyond wealth. Only 3 of these motorhomes exist in the world. Each one is custom-built, personalized down to the stitching pattern of the seats and the scent of the leather. Owners? Ferrari doesn't say. But rumor has it that one belongs to an Italian billionaire with a private racetrack, another to a Middle Eastern royal, and the third, the prototype, remains with Ferrari itself, used as a traveling brand experience at elite automotive shows. Price tag? Upwards of $15 million. But even if you had the money, you wouldn't get one. Because Ferrari doesn't sell dreams. It chooses who deserves them, a moving statement. To see the Scarlet Mirage in motion is to witness art in defiance of gravity. It's a car, a home, a philosophy, the embodiment of Italian audacity. It doesn't apologize for its excess. It celebrates it. Because in a world where luxury often means less is more, Ferrari dares to say, more is perfection. The Scarlet Mirage isn't about arriving anywhere. It's about never needing to stop. Bugatti's rolling hyper palace, the art of motion. In the world of hypercars, there's fast, and then there's Bugatti. For over a century, Bugatti has been the language of speed, precision, and impossible beauty, machines so powerful they seem to bend the laws of physics. But when the French icon turned its attention from racetracks to roads of leisure, the result was something no one expected, a motorhome so advanced, so impossibly luxurious, that it blurred the line between engineering and art. They called it the Bugatti Vitesse Royale, meaning royal speed. It wasn't just a home on wheels. It was a rolling palace built for the kind of person who doesn't travel to escape life, but to own it. A vision born in Molsheim. The story begins in Molsheim, France, where every Bugatti ever built has been born, from the Type 35 to the Chiron. Here, surrounded by the ghosts of speed and innovation, a secret team of designers and artisans was assembled under one mission. To build the most luxurious vehicle ever to touch the earth, without compromise. The Vitesse Royale was imagined not for production, but as a concept of ultimate mobility. A project that asked a simple question: if a billionaire could live anywhere in motion, what would his home look like? The answer, sleek, breathtaking, and absurdly expensive, would soon become a legend whispered among collectors. Exterior, a sculpture in motion. Even at a glance, the Vitesse Royale doesn't look like any motorhome on Earth. Its profile stretches 45 feet long, shaped not by practicality but by aerodynamics. The design borrows directly from the Bugatti Chiron's signature C-line curve, that elegant arc that defines the brand's DNA. The body is forged from titanium carbon composite, the same material used in Bugatti's hypercars, allowing an enormous structure to remain light, balanced, and fast. The paintwork alone takes 700 hours to complete, layers of hand-polished cobalt blue fading into deep midnight black, finished with a clear diamond dust lacquer that shimmers under sunlight. The wheels? Custom-engineered 26-inch forged aluminum, each with the iconic Bugatti DB logo floating at the center, self-leveling even while the vehicle moves. And the emblem, the red Bugatti oval, glows softly at night, like a royal seal marking the presence of something divine. Performance, power beyond reason. Most motorhomes crawl. The Vitesse Royale flies. Underneath its sculpted frame lies a quad-turbocharged 8.0-liter W16 hybrid engine, derived from the Chiron Super Sport, tuned to deliver an astonishing 1,500 horsepower. It can sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 6 seconds, even while weighing over 20 tons, a miracle of mechanical balance. An advanced adaptive suspension system, co-developed with Rolls-Royce's aviation division, reads the terrain ahead through LiDAR and adjusts the chassis in milliseconds. It's so smooth that even a champagne glass left on the kitchen counter won't ripple during motion. It doesn't roar like a hypercar, it whispers. A deep, controlled hum, like a symphony of restrained power beneath your feet. Interior, the palace within. Step inside, and the air itself feels expensive. The interior of the Vitesse Royale is a cathedral of craftsmanship, designed by the same artisans who shape Bugatti's bespoke interiors, but with the freedom to dream without limits. Every inch breathes elegance. The floor is made of hand-laid Burmese teak, inspired by luxury yachts. The walls are clad in Alcantara silk suede. Lighting flows through invisible channels, creating a gentle halo around every contour. The lounge is a space of serenity, a panoramic room with 360 degrees electrochromic glass that tints itself automatically based on sunlight. A single gesture on the embedded control ring turns transparent windows into opaque privacy screens. The seats, wrapped in buttery white leather, feature bioadaptive foam that adjusts to body temperature and posture. Every detail feels alive. In the center of the lounge, a holographic table rises from the floor, capable of projecting anything from a chessboard to a dinner setting. Above, a sculpted ceiling with embedded LED constellations recreates the night sky over Molsheim, a tribute to Bugatti's birthplace. Technology, the mind of the machine. At the heart of the motorhome lies Ettore AI, named after Bugatti's legendary founder, Ettore Bugatti. This artificial intelligence doesn't just respond, it converses. It learns from its owner's preferences, predicting routes, recommending destinations, and even adjusting cabin temperature based on mood. Ettore AI integrates seamlessly with global concierge networks, booking villas, yachts, or helicopter transfers at a word's notice. It can also synchronize with other Bugatti vehicles owned by the user, preparing them for arrival wherever the Vitesse Royale stops. For security, the vehicle uses quantum key encryption and biometric access, meaning only the registered owner can start it. Even Bugatti technicians need clearance to interact with its onboard systems. In the garage compartment, an automated hydraulic lift houses a Bugatti Chiron Super Sport 300 Plus, ready for spontaneous drives. Because sometimes, even royalty gets bored of the palace and craves the road. The private suites. Behind the main lounge lies the private quarters, a two-room suite fit for royalty. The master bedroom is minimalist yet sensual, a floating bed with soft blue underlighting, silk curtains, and an integrated air purifier that infuses the cabin with scents of cedarwood and bergamot. Adjacent to it, the bathroom feels like a spa at sea, with marble surfaces, a rainfall shower, and even a self-cleaning glass sauna chamber. The water system uses nanofiltration, recycling every drop into drinkable purity. For the guests, yes, even billionaires have friends, there's a secondary suite, compact but equally elegant, with its own entertainment wall and privacy controls. The price of perfection. Bugatti never officially released the Vitesse Royale for sale, but estimates place its cost near $26 million. To put that into perspective, you could buy a private jet for less. But the owners of this masterpiece aren't interested in practicality. They're buying presents. Only 2 prototypes exist. One rumored to be owned by a Qatari royal family member, and another by a European art collector who stores it in a temperature-controlled facility, driving it only once a year, from Monaco to Geneva. Each is fully bespoke, with custom details unique to its owner. One has diamond-encrusted control knobs, another features inlays of rare meteorite metal in its dashboard. It's not a motorhome. It's a moving museum of luxury. Symbolism of excess. The Vitesse Royale isn't just about travel, it's a statement of what humanity can create when the limits of money, logic, and reason are erased. To critics, it's ridiculous, a wasteful monument to vanity. But to those who understand Bugatti's philosophy, it's poetry in motion. As Ettore Bugatti once said, "Nothing is too beautiful, nothing is too expensive." And so, the Vitesse Royale exists not to be driven, but to remind the world that perfection, however impractical, is still worth chasing. The final word. At sunset, when the cobalt blue body glows under the dying light, and the golden horizon reflects off its mirrored glass, the Vitesse Royale looks less like a vehicle and more like a dream, one that refuses to fade. It's the kind of machine that makes you question what's possible. A home that doesn't sit still. A sculpture that breathes. A moment of motion frozen in eternity. Bugatti didn't build the Vitesse Royale for you, or me, or anyone normal. They built it for the gods of the road, the ones who measure distance not in miles, but in magnificence. To put that into perspective, you could buy a private jet for less. But the owners of this masterpiece aren't interested in practicality. They're buying presents. Only 2 prototypes exist. One rumored to be owned by a Qatari royal family member, and another by a European art collector who stores it in a temperature-controlled facility, driving it only once a year, from Monaco to Geneva. Each is fully bespoke, with custom details unique to its owner. One has diamond-encrusted control knobs, another features inlays of rare meteorite metal in its dashboard. It's not a motorhome. It's a moving museum of luxury. Symbolism of excess. The Vitesse Royale isn't just about travel, it's a statement of what humanity can create when the limits of money, logic, and reason are erased. To critics, it's ridiculous, a wasteful monument to vanity. But to those who understand Bugatti's philosophy, it's poetry in motion. As Ettore Bugatti once said, "Nothing is too beautiful, nothing is too expensive." And so, the Vitesse Royale exists not to be driven, but to remind the world that perfection, however impractical, is still worth chasing. The final word. At sunset, when the cobalt blue body glows under the dying light, and the golden horizon reflects off its mirrored glass, the Vitesse Royale looks less like a vehicle and more like a dream, one that refuses to fade. It's the kind of machine that makes you question what's possible. A home that doesn't sit still. A sculpture that breathes. A moment of motion frozen in eternity. Bugatti didn't build the Vitesse Royale for you, or me, or anyone normal. They built it for the gods of the road, the ones who measure distance not in miles, but in magnificence. If Ferrari is passion and Bugatti is perfection, then Ford is possibility. For more than 100 years, Ford has been the people's brand, blue-collar roots, tough trucks, honest muscle. It built cars for dreamers, not dynasties. But every icon eventually dreams of something greater. And when Ford set out to build its most ambitious motorhome ever, it wasn't just to compete, it was to redefine American luxury itself. They called it the Ford American Dreamliner. A name bold enough to belong to history, and technology advanced enough to build the future. Born from a legacy of motion. The Dreamliner began as a question deep within Ford's Advanced Mobility Lab in Dearborn, Michigan. What if the freedom Henry Ford promised in 1903, mobility for everyone, evolved into mobility for the elite? The project quietly took shape under a small team of designers, engineers, and aerospace collaborators from Boeing and NASA. It wasn't about extravagance, at least not at first. It was about translating American identity into motion. The result was a motorhome unlike any before, rugged yet refined, futuristic yet familiar. A vehicle that looked as though it had been carved from the horizon itself. Design, the spirit of America, reforged. The Dreamliner's silhouette is unmistakably Ford, bold, muscular, full of intent. Its body lines echo the F-Series Super Duty, powerful shoulders, commanding grille, yet reimagined in sculpted aluminum and aerospace-grade titanium. Painted in blue Liberty Pearl, a color that shifts from navy to silver depending on the light, the Dreamliner catches the sun like an eagle's wing in flight. The front fascia is dominated by an illuminated Ford badge that pulses gently as the vehicle starts, a heartbeat of innovation. LED matrix headlights sweep forward like eyes awakening from sleep, while the rear houses an integrated retractable deck that folds out into a terrace overlooking the road. The entire structure is wind tunnel tested, resulting in a drag coefficient lower than most SUVs, remarkable for a 42-foot luxury motorhome. Ford's engineers didn't want a house on wheels. They wanted a jet that never left the ground. Performance, the heart of a titan. Underneath the polished beauty lies pure American muscle, redefined for the electric age. The Dreamliner is powered by a tri-motor hybrid electric system. 2 electric motors drive the rear axles, while a high-efficiency hydrogen turbo V6 assists during long-range hauls. Combined output? Over 1,200 horsepower. Its range stretches beyond 1,000 miles, thanks to regenerative kinetic panels on the roof that harvest solar and wind energy during motion. And when parked, the Dreamliner becomes a self-sustaining microgrid, capable of powering a small house or off-grid retreat for weeks. Yet it's not the numbers that impress. It's the feeling. When you press the accelerator, the massive machine glides forward in absolute silence, a whisper of torque that feels infinite. Adaptive air suspension, LiDAR road scanning, and gyroscopic stabilization keep the ride smooth even across desert sands or winding mountain passes. It's a Ford that doesn't conquer the road, it cradles it. Interior, the future of comfort. Step inside, and you enter a space that feels less like a motorhome and more like a boutique penthouse drifting across America. Ford worked with interior designers from Lincoln Aviator and private jet artisans from Gulfstream to craft an environment where technology melts seamlessly into warmth. The entrance opens with a soft hydraulic sigh into a glass-roofed atrium, flooding the cabin with natural light. Flooring of recycled walnut flows beneath your feet, while walls blend metallic trims with organic fabrics. The living area is built around Ford's FlexCore Smart Module, furniture that transforms on command. A leather sofa unfolds into a full-size bed, a coffee table rises into a workstation, and the 85-inch panoramic display turns into a digital fireplace when idle. Overhead, a 360-degree skylight dome simulates the time of day using real-time NASA satellite data, so sunrise follows you, wherever you go. Every corner is voice-activated, from lighting and temperature to scent and sound. The onboard AI, affectionately called Eve, responds not like a machine, but like a companion. Good morning, Eve. Good morning, traveler. The road to Yosemite is clear and beautiful today. That's not assistance. That's companionship. Rooms that breathe. The Dreamliner offers 2 master suites, a rarity in any vehicle. The primary suite features a memory foam bed framed by American oak, integrated reading lights, and a full wall that morphs into a digital landscape, from Manhattan skylines to Utah's Red Canyons. The bathroom is a triumph of space-saving engineering, smart glass walls that frost on demand, a rainfall shower with aromatherapy mist, and recycled water technology that makes it 80% more efficient than conventional systems. Even the kitchen is intelligent. A NanoChef counter uses induction and sonic cooking, no flame, no heat waste, preparing gourmet meals while you drive. And tucked neatly near the rear is something uniquely Ford. A fold-down cargo bay that can carry a Mustang Mach-E, electric dirt bikes, or even an inflatable jet ski. Because what's luxury without adventure? The tech suite, freedom in data and design. Ford integrated the Dreamliner into the global Blue Cloud network, giving it autonomous highway capability, predictive maintenance, and real-time mapping of charging and refueling hubs. The vehicle's AI can drive itself across entire states while passengers relax, or it can hand full control back to the owner for the sheer joy of the wheel. Every inch of the Dreamliner is digitally mapped. The flooring senses footsteps and adjusts ambient lighting accordingly. The windows double as augmented reality displays, showing points of interest, history, or even constellations as you travel under the night sky. And for safety, Ford introduced Guardian Mode, a full-surround drone system that launches from the roof to scan surroundings when parked remotely, sending live 3D feeds to your watch or phone. It's not paranoia. It's peace of mind, on 4 monumental wheels. The meaning of luxury, American style. While Ferrari and Bugatti speak in the language of elegance and aristocracy, Ford's Dreamliner speaks in something far more emotional, freedom. It's about the wide-open road, Route 66, the Rockies, the Pacific Coast. It's about parking by a canyon at dawn and watching sunlight pour through the windshield while jazz hums softly through 32 hidden speakers. The Dreamliner isn't meant to be parked in a billionaire's garage, it's meant to move, to remind its owner that the soul of America was built not in palaces, but on highways. And that even luxury, when truly evolved, must serve the human desire to go. Price and exclusivity. At launch, Ford announced that only 7 Dreamliners would be handcrafted, each a year-long build. The starting price? $3.8 million USD. A bargain compared to its European rivals, but still beyond imagination for most. Yet what makes the Dreamliner special isn't its cost, it's its accessibility of spirit. Ford promised that the technologies pioneered here, renewable energy systems, adaptive interiors, AI navigation, would trickle down into future consumer vehicles. In other words, the Dreamliner isn't just for the billionaires of today. It's a blueprint for the travelers of tomorrow. The journey never ends. As the sun dips behind the desert horizon, the Dreamliner hums quietly along the highway, blue lights tracing its silhouette like a comet in motion. Inside, there's peace. The scent of cedar, the faint rhythm of tires, the soft breathing of an AI whispering tomorrow's weather. This is not just luxury. This is evolution, the meeting point of design, power, and purpose. Ford, the brand that once gave the world its first affordable car, now gives it something rarer, the dream of boundless mobility. The Dreamliner is proof that even in an age of excess, innovation can still have a soul. Because true luxury isn't about owning more. It's about experiencing more, the freedom to carry your world wherever the road leads. And in that way, Ford's American Dreamliner isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning of a new road, one paved not with asphalt, but with imagination. Epilogue, the roads of the elite. 3 brands. 3 visions. Ferrari's passion, Bugatti's perfection, Ford's freedom. Together, they've turned the humble motorhome into the most extravagant expression of human creativity, rolling palaces built not to impress, but to inspire. They remind us that luxury isn't confined to walls or rooted in one place. It moves, with fire, with grace, with thunder beneath the stars. And though we may never afford them, we can still dream of them. Because dreams, like roads, are free to travel.